It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk true to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun
Hello there.
Maiyegun lamo do. Maiyegun Diary.
Thank you very much. I know it's been a long time, but it's just been 24 hours. Or maybe 48. Tonight is going to be very brief, not very, but it's going to be brief. We won't be taking any calls. Yeah, but for those who are joining me for tonight, share this broadcast, okay? Like the broadcast. It's going to be interesting. Just that we won't take calls because of something.
Maiyegun Diary Politico. Godfatherism.
Help me share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them Maiyegun today.
Maiyegun Diary. Maiyegun lawamo do. Maiyegun Diary.
I'm in both of it.
Ani esuraki.
Share this broadcast. Read the caption of the broadcast. Read the description as well. Yeah. Make your own contribution accordingly tonight.
Ani esuraki. Lórí YouTube. Ani esuraki. Oh, Baba
Stay away from Eagle Square if you have no business there. Bokwari's aid, 1 Nigerians. At first, they appeal to all of you to please don't abuse or attack the people that are coming for TINUBU's inauguration. They are pleading. Not just that, this plea is actually to all of you on social media. They believe that angry Nigerians are so influential that they have bullied the world leaders from congratulating TINUBU. And they fear that if they release the names of those who are coming, the world president or leaders or prime ministers, whatever, that are coming to Abuja from the 27th of this month, they believe that you will pick on them. They are begging you. And sincerely speaking, right? Usually a lot of you will kind of play down on if TINUBU will be sworn in or if it's not going to be sworn in and so many other things. There are so many cases that are after stopping TINUBU, not just stopping him, there are some that are also ordered for his arrest, for perjury, for forgery, and for lying. Sure you get. Now, all of these are known to TINUBU and somehow is still pretty much playing the hide and seek, buying time until he gets immunity and he can then use his the power of Nigeria to crush anything. So, for example, there is a case of double nomination, which is, according to them, they say Section 35 of their Electoral Act already fired the shitty man. Now, if you remember Leon, in Lion, what they call that guy in Bayelsa, yeah, the guy that was that won election, APC, right? He was preparing for his inauguration. He was in fact rehearsing for it when the news broke that he's been completely, right, ruled out. He didn't win. You know why? His own deputy, vice governor, deputy governor, submitted the fake credentials, and their opposition, PDP, they picked on it, and their Electoral Act or whatever cancelled them. But TINUBU is not a lion, a bit Leon. That's what his supporters are saying. But this case has been on until today. Supreme Court was supposed to rule on Shitty Man's double nomination. Now, that double nomination has to do with, remember when they had to pick somebody as a placeholder for Kolu? Sorry, a placeholder for Shitty Man. So it will be the vice to Kolu, right? However, that same period, Shitty Man was a nominated senatorial aspirant, nominated senatorial candidate or so. How? When Kolu announced his name, right, he did not withdraw his senatorial candidacy. He just submitted his credential to the same Inec. So with the same Inec for days, Shitty Man was vice presidential candidate, he was senatorial candidate until later when they had to shovel the name or shovel the change name, so to say. Right. Give me a sec. Right. So until Shitty Man, right, finally kind of settled for the vice presidency. Now, somebody picked that up. They said it's against their law. It's enough to disqualify Kolu. So, Atifku, the PDP, are the ones behind that case. However, they are supposed to be in court today. The Supreme Court was supposed to rule on it today, right? However, the Supreme Court had to adjourn until the 26th. Right now, from the rumor mills, right, they are saying that Kolu, just same way he kind of wasted time in being served the tribunal papers or tribunal, petition and all that, that he had to run to France, right? Delay. Now, you see, this next few days is so crucial that it's beginning to make kind of sense to me now, right? That despite all the riggings here, you know what I mean? Like, you would expect, according to them, they said TINUBU is now asking for Bokwari's help in kind of declaring public holiday on the 26th of May, so that, Supreme Court won't open. They will not be able to see it because of public holiday. Not just that, weekend, they will not be able to see it because of because of weekend. And by Monday morning, most of the Supreme Court justices, they will be at the Eagle Square, swearing in TINUBU. And as people are predicting, every case will begin to fall like pack of cards. It's not just about threat and all that. It includes inducement, monetary inducement for the judiciary. That's the rumor. Because there is no reason for them to postpone or adjourn the case today. And it's just for them to come and deliver judgment. So it's not like people want to argue or discuss anymore. Supreme Court should just say, was it right for Shetima to have double nomination or not? That's it. If they say, well, it doesn't matter, right? It should go ahead. Sure, you get. Usually people are saying that it's pre-election problem. That's nobody's problem. That's the problem of their party having done, you know what I mean? So it won't come there. But when they remember what happened in Bayelsa, they begin to kind of feel somehow. Now, another part is this. The rigging of election in Nigeria was done so terribly by these guys that it is now sort of haunting them. Do you want me to explain that? The ruling party in Nigeria lost the major kind of the major states. Most times they are the election deciders in Nigeria. Are you with me? They lost Kano, they lost Kaduna, they lost Katsina, they lost Lagos. Now, in Rivers State, where they concentrated all effort to rig, Baba, after doing all the rigging and wasting all the effort in Rivers State, the Federal Capital Territory, they completely ignored it. Now, people will tell you, they have been trying to say that Abuja is 37th state of Nigeria. People are now kind of bringing some section of their fraudulent constitution up to say, no, you lie. No, you lie. They are now becoming a sort of concern. Now, what's that? You plotted to falsify figures everywhere. According to PDP, Atifku, they said TINUBU only won in just 5 states. It didn't win a single state in northern Nigeria. Can you even believe that? According to Atiku. But he got 25% in just 19 states. It didn't even get up to 24, which is the 2/3. That's Atiku with their own record. Obi and his own people are confirming the same thing. That all the figures and numbers declared for this guy, they are not making any sense. It was pretty much like, some amateurs, in haste, putting together figures, but they are not paying attention to, kind of remembering the constitutional requirement of where they are putting all those figures. And that is why they say today, Inec is actually only asking that without any evidence, without anything, without presenting the result they declared, right, or not willing to, because if they have the result, by the way, right, they won't be delaying those, those who are asking for them, Labour Party, PDP. They won't be denying them or delaying or kind of making excuses, right? They don't have it. So today, in their court, they said that the beavers, which is very crucial in this your tribunal, they said that the beavers has been reformatted. The only information left on beavers is the governorship and the House of Assembly elections. So what happened to the presidential election result and all that? Presidential election. What they are now saying is that they have a back end information for that, and they have provided them to the litigants. Anyway, that's when we get to the part of the court. So this, yesterday, even though I was not here, right? Yesterday, the National Security Advisor to Bokwari, Moguno, retired General being Koko Moguno, right? So Moguno came out and he said they want to plead with Nigerians, okay? Because this, like I said, the election was so badly rigged, miscalculated, but they dared the whole consequences. The consequences anyway, just like the old way. But what is not going away is that the people who have the original results are not keeping quiet. They are trying to shut them out of the court. even though they told them to go to court, right? They are trying to shut them out of that court. They are not going away. They are offering them government of national unity. They are not taking it. Are you there, right? So because of this, they believe. Now, the day they declared Kolu the president-elect, 4 a.m. on March 1st, 6 or 7 days after the election, okay? So when they declared him winner, the whole country was like, somebody died. I mean, if 8 million people voted for you, they should be on the street celebrating. If you have to consider all that happened before the elections, Abi, but that didn't happen. It was like the country was in a mourning mood, like somebody died. Then few days later, some countries' president or leaders, they started sending greetings. For example, Ukraine, the one from Ukraine said, congratulations that Nigeria entered him. They entered him. It was so massive. Other ones who are kind of sending congratulatory messages, they were locking their comments from Nigerians. Sure you get. It was so massive that majority of them just they never even send the greetings at all. So they had to send the congratulations to Nigeria or to Bokwari, according to them, send it to them like normal text messages instead of the normal publicized, what have you. So it was already been reported in the media. In this Western media and the rest of the world, they are already reporting that Nigeria has elected a drug dealer as their next president. So that one is already being translated to different languages all over the world. So what happened then is this: whenever any leader in the world congratulated TINUBU, even their own citizens will be denying them. Now, this was supposed to be something that by now, right, as they announced the preparation for the inauguration, right, by now, you would have seen the mood of the country. You'll be seeing and hearing about people coming in. You'll be hearing about concerts, artists performing here and there. You'll be hearing things that makes you feel like in the next few days, right, even if you don't like them, it's never been this bad, that they have to keep the congratulatory messages of world leaders away. Now, they are telling people that they are expecting 64 world leaders and more than 100 head of organizations all over the world to come and grace. It's going to be the biggest assemblage of world leaders in Nigeria for an inauguration. That's what they are saying. But do you know their fear? Their fear right now is that what if these Nigerians who are saying they must not inaugurate him, he must not be sworn in, what if they swarm the inauguration venue? Now, they are in panic mode right now instead of celebration mode. They are in panic mode right now. They are now training soldiers that are going to be like combat ready. If they see Nigerians with any one of them around there, you're uninvited, because it's now like a secret affair, a private affair. Even at that, they still want to make sure that they are pleading with you. Please, don't abuse them when you finally see their pictures. Don't attack them. They are just here to come and do the normal diplomatic role. Nigeria is begging Nigerian government is begging Nigerians to please not disgrace them on the inauguration day. So please don't make it. And online, all of you online, please, that day. I'm not saying this, so they said it. They are pleading with Nigerians not to abuse those who are going to come for TINUBU's inauguration. That will tell you the picture. That gives you the picture of what it is going to be thereafter. Just so you know, okay? Now, the Bokwari, the failed Bokwari, today was in Lagos, or still in Lagos. I don't know if he's left. And it was to to commission. I said inaugurate. To commission Dangote refineries or refinery. Now, I am going to be very, very kind of a fear in what I'm about to tell you now. All right. First, we will acknowledge the failure of Bokwari and APC, as well as the corruption that eventually made it impossible for Nigeria to even build or manage one single refinery in 8 years of this APC. And at the twilight of their failed, crumbling government, they are now celebrating the biggest refinery in Africa or in the world. that is going to create 133,000 jobs, according to them. Indeed, it's also going to save Nigeria a lot of money, especially the one they are paying on subsidy. Now, that is why I'm going to be very fair in this kind of, session now, okay? Their failure must be acknowledged, right? And at the same time, the advantage of what this is to you should also be kind of acknowledged. But overall, Nigerians will be the losers of this crony capitalism that has now popped up, the Dangote refineries. You did have Dangote cement. That didn't make cement, your cement in Nigeria, despite him sourcing all the raw materials right there in Nigeria. It didn't make your cement the cheapest in Africa, and it will never make it, because according to them, this is not about you, it's about them. Now, I'm going to come to that. Now, Dangote Refinery. I heard that a lot of people are beginning to buy land because they want to build houses around the Dangote Refinery, because they're going to get 24 hours electricity. You want to build residential areas next to refinery, right? Good luck with that. Anyway, when a refinery, according to, a data I'm going to share with you now, right? Now, if to say Nigeria currently, or should I say, before APC, Egbekegbe came in, Nigeria had 6 refineries. They were working, but they were not working at the full capacity. It was all, they were always conduit pipe, but they were working. So because of this, right, the capacity of the refineries that couldn't refine enough, crude, or should I say enough fuel, right, for the local consumption, led to Nigeria paying so much for subsidy. That is, for those who are bringing the extra to cover up the shortages that the refineries in Nigeria couldn't refine. 1 second. I'm sorry. But when they were coming in, they promised you that they will build you 1 refinery every year. By now, if they had sort of repaired the old one to full capacity, and they built 1 every year, by now, Nigeria will have more than 14 refineries working. And do you know what that means? A single refinery can generate at least more than 100 megawatts of, or let me say 150 megawatts of electricity. Small one. Now, if you have a capacity like the one you have in Port Harcourt, right, which has the capacity of generating generating over 500 megawatts of electricity, right? What it means is that with these refineries here and there, primarily if they were working, they would have generated, at least by now, they will be generating over 14,000 megawatts of electricity across all of them. Sure, you get by now, because it means that by the time they all get to full capacity, you get a lot, if not close to 20,000. But no refinery was built in Nigeria by Bukwari. The ones that were working, they became dead, completely dead. Now, here is how you're going to see the difference. When Nigeria still had their refineries, Obasanjo, who was the president of Nigeria then, paid subsidy too. And for Obasanjo's 8 years, Nigeria paid 812 billion naira for subsidy. And you know how much you were buying a liter of fuel back then anyway. So yeah. And you know the crisis of fuel increase, petroleum increase, or what have you, that led to different protests across Nigeria back then, right? Now, Yaradua, that spent just 3 years, right? Under him, that was when the fuel subsidy, petrol subsidy scam became a real business. Yaradua. And under him, in 3 years, Nigeria spent 794 billion in paying for what Nigerians would have been paying for petrol in order to buy cheap petrol. Under Goodluck Jonathan, in 5 years, Jonathan spent 3.9 trillion on subsidy. That's 5 years. And ladies and gentlemen, the man that said, what is subsidy? Subsidy is a scam. Bukwari, in 8 years, this is how much Nigeria has spent on subsidy, and then even paying more. 11 trillion naira, and it's still kind of, they are still counting. 11 trillion naira for subsidy. No single refinery, no nothing. Just money for the boys. Are you with me? For 8 years. Electricity, zero. Nigeria electricity started collapsing. National grid collapsing like Dakudaji for the first time. It collapsed like 99 times. Can you believe that? 99 times in 8 years. There is a headline for it. You can Google it and read about it. It's real. 99 times. National grid of Nigeria collapsed under these criminals in 8 years. They didn't have a single megawatt to Nigeria electricity in 8 years. Now, Nigeria that couldn't build a refinery suddenly became the guarantor for Dangote to build one. Dangote, the quota system billionaire, they got the Central Bank of Nigeria vault opened for him. He had this, he has his own office in there. He is one of those who are regulating your financial worldview in Nigeria, because if it's not going to serve Dangote, then it's not going to be done. So the quota system billionaire ran short of money when Nigeria entered, when the coronavirus happened, and Nigeria couldn't see money to borrow from anywhere. That was when they were printing and printing and printing, but they couldn't get any money from anywhere for Dangote, so that slowed it down. But here is the interesting part. The arrangement they have now made with Dangote. Listen to this. Subsidy is an arrangement that is between the political criminals, the ones in government, and the ones that are not in government. They call them oil marketers. So you get. So that arrangement is that if Nigeria, if they don't pay that subsidy to those marketers who are bringing the fuel back to Nigeria, Nigeria is the only oil producing country in the world that doesn't refine its own, that doesn't refine our own crude oil. It's the only country in the whole world that has crude oil but doesn't refine the crude oil. So marketers that are politicians, friends of politicians, so they give them slots, how much of fuel they should bring. They will take your crude oil away, and they will bring in finished products. So with this arrangement with Dangote, according to them, to strengthen the Naira, they will be selling the crude oil to Dangote's refinery in Naira. I am still trying to figure out what that simply means, but here it is. So Dangote Refinery has investors, so many of them politicians, governors, ministers, sure you get, who have stolen money, and they have put that money back inside the Dangote. Now, you might say, this is a good thing. At least they are investing the money in Nigeria. Just wait for it. Don't jump the gun. Okay? So this is like washing the dirty money that make it looks like it's cleaner when it is not. Okay? So Nigeria that couldn't maintain a single refinery, Bukwari and gang that couldn't, they now invested 20% shares in Dangote. Before they invested the 20% shares in Dangote Refinery, they privatized NNPC. So NNPC became a private company where they sold the shares to themselves, held by them. Maybe some of you haven't paid attention, though. Sure you get. NNPC is no longer Nigeria anymore. It is now PLC or something. Now them buy the share, now them own the NNPC now. So that NNPC that is in charge of Nigeria crude oil sale and all of that, that NNPC is now owned by some private people. That NNPC now buy 20% shares in Dangote Refinery. That's investing in it. That's what took Bukwari and so many other politicians there. So we don't know other investors in Dangote Refinery. If it was in America, you probably would have their media give you all the details. Then you will know that your state governors, your past governors, your ministers, their wives, their children, and all the monies they have taken from you have been reinvested in this. But at the same time, They are putting all this together not to serve you. I'm going, not to serve you. How do I mean? And what do I mean? Let me explain. In Nigeria during Obasanjo time, yeah, he was able to put together an account called the excess crude account. It was an account put, it's like a saving for the rainy day, okay? Nigeria is part of the international oil community, which means there is a oil price and benchmark, okay, that will be given to Nigeria. And also, Nigeria is given a benchmark of how much Nigeria must pump into OPEC, as they say. Now, what they are doing now is that if a barrel of crude oil, for example, is $80, okay, so Dangote, somebody that is already that has been collecting or receiving different exchange rates than the rest of Nigerians. When you meet businessmen in Nigeria, businesswomen in Nigeria, I'm talking about international businessmen and women who actually have to make to buy forex, change naira to other currencies, right? And they tell you what are the exchange rates they are actually facing, killing their businesses. So, but when you ask them what is Dangote getting his own exchange rate from or before, right? Don't be shocked. That's how we made a quota system billionaire in Nigeria. Monopoly, preferential treatment, an advantage that nobody else has. Sure, you get now. So he has that, and good for him, Abi. So if Dangote is collecting or is getting his own forex at a very, very highly discounted exchange rate, what do you think will happen to the 600,000 a day, 600,000 barrels a day of crude oil they want to be selling to him? Would they be selling them to him at the rate of the dollar exchange? For example, if they say official, dollar exchange in Nigeria is 500, for example, even though it is about 780 naira to a dollar. So let's say if they say the official price in Nigeria or central bank price is 500 naira, would they now say 500 naira times $80? Or they're going to tell you to keep being feeling like Dangote is for you, and therefore, no, just sell a barrel of crude oil to Dangote for 80 naira. Do you know what 500 naira times 80 is? Help me. I think that should be 40,000, Abi. 40,000 naira. So that should be like a barrel should be 40,000 naira. Now imagine this. So if they are supposed to sell a barrel of crude oil for Dangote at 40,000 naira per barrel, and they are selling it to him for 500 naira per barrel. Do you see that difference? That means Dangote is having an advantage over others, and that advantage is like 500,000%, like percentage that you can't even quite calculate. Now that advantage, you would then think that should then give you what? Cheap petrol. At least it's going to be refining 600,000 barrels a day, Abi. So that should serve you Nigerians, and in fact, sell to the other West African countries, Abi. Very easy and simple. Same thing they told you. The moment Dangote broke into the market, Ibeto Cement, or what's that guy's name? Is that Ibeto Cement? The ones they destroy for Dangote. The moment he got in, they said, when Dangote Cement comes, the price of cement, the price of housing, building houses in Nigeria will collapse. Well, how far with that? Now, again, they will make you think Dangote is a national asset, and therefore, whatever you are doing is a sacrifice. At least Dangote needs to make his money back. What happened is that your criminal politicians, they have camped under that, and it's a new way of not just stealing your resources this time around, of milking you by pretending that they are doing it for you. Because what do I mean? Would Dangote, for example, is your crude oil, like Saudi Arabia. Sure you get. It's Nigeria crude oil. So if they say, okay, you are giving 1.5 million barrels, selling that to OPEC. But for the local consumption, that means what? You have all you need. If you have a capacity that can, because you see that Dangote Refinery, when it gets to their full capacity, let me show you what it's going to get. From 1 barrel of crude oil, when they pump 1 barrel, this is what they can produce from one. From 1 barrel of crude oil, they say you can, they say you can get 170 candles or 27 crayons. You can make 39 polyester shirts, right? From Italy. This is not even like crude oil yet. I mean, not like petrol, diesel, and all that yet. Other things that you can use 1 barrel of crude oil for. So it's not just petrol and diesel, aviation fuel. Sure, you get another LNG or gas, whatever they're going to take from it. But take a look. 1 barrel of crude oil can produce 540 toothbrushes. So do you see the level of employment and kind of, what they are, the raw materials that comes out of one single barrel. So this is what, or let me say, these are what Nigeria has been missing for not producing or refining their own crude oil. Sure, you get. So the advantage that they are talking about there is now that, now, by all of this, Dangote is going to be making a kill. So what is now in it for Nigerians? Remember, they told you, they said, once Dangote starts, that's the advantage they told you. Once Dangote starts, you see that 11 trillion, which is also a political loophole that they are using to kind of, Boko Haram is one of the area, apart from the fight against terrorists, that they are buying weapons that they have used to loot you, blind. Another one is the oil fuel subsidy. So which means once Dangote comes to full capacity, subsidy will disappear. So now the subsidy that the subsidy that Nigerians should now get is the fact that now you get the crude oil, So the crude oil can be pumped and refined, and Nigeria will sell it cheaper to him, so that you can buy it cheaper, But that's not how it works. The reason why you are buying petrol at 180, 200, 250, 400 per liter in some places is because they are preparing you for Dangote. So this whole thing, they are still going to model it after $80 per barrel. And because Dangote has, they will bombard you, doesn't bamboozle you with so many lies. In order for you to say, okay, but you will soon be asking, hello, why are we still buying a petrol for 200 naira per liter? At least Dangote petrol is now in the market, because by July, Dangote, what they are celebrating today is just to give Boko Haram a kind of image that will say, oh, I couldn't build you refineries. I couldn't maintain any. I have wasted and looted 11 trillion naira in refining petrol for you. But see what I have done. I have encouraged somebody to build the biggest refinery in the world. And now that person is in Nigeria. That person has now put Nigeria on the map. You should be happy. You don't need the Kaduna refinery. You don't need all these places anymore. Nigeria cannot manage refinery. Dangote. Nigeria cannot build refineries. Nigeria cannot maintain one. Dangote can. So you should be grateful. Or do you prefer them to bring the petrol from abroad again? They will begin to tell you that if not for Dangote, you would have started buying petrol for 1,000 naira per liter. That will be the time when you are paying about 400 naira per liter. So you get, they will be telling you that you should be thankful to him for at least not letting you buy it for over 1,000 per liter. And as Nigerians, what do you want to do? What do you go do? You will have to what? Like you did with Boko Haram, you will just have to adjust. You adjust. At some point, some of you are begging. May they even bring the fuel. I don't even mind to buy for 500. I don't even mind anyone. May they shall do. So at the end of the day, it is like what they were doing that they couldn't. They've never been accountable for. They have now widened it. Sure you get. And of course, it will create jobs. Okay? Just like you have graduates who are driving Dangote trailers. It creates jobs. Dangote has created jobs. It's one of the businesses that have has employed more Nigerians. At least they said that he has more than 50,000 people working for him. Ask them. what is their pay standard? What is their standard of living? Working for Dangote. I mean, so I am speaking from the experience, not that I want to bust your whatever it is, but I just want you to see through this charade. However, BBC released something recently, and they were like, again, telling everyone that Bokwari is leaving Nigeria more insecure, more corrupted, and then what have you. So Bokwari and his gang, they are also pushing back, but I'll get to that one. But first, let's go to that Lagos, where Bokwari had few things for you before we go on.
Severely impacted by several external crises, including the global financial crisis, the collapse of oil prices, the coronavirus pandemic, and the Russia-Ukraine war. The consequences of these challenges constitute a severe strain on our economy, limiting government's ability to provide basic infrastructure without resorting to huge borrowings. Our government, therefore, took the decision to focus attention on creating an enabling environment for the private sector to thrive and fill the enormous gap in investments, not only in infrastructure, but also in all critical sectors. We recognize that without active participation of the private sector and a strong commitment to public-private partnership, our economy would continue to remain severely challenged and our economic growth impeded. Government, therefore, will and should continue to provide an enabling environment and encourage innovative public-private partnership in all sectors of our economy. Our administration has demonstrated its commitment to this in many areas, such as our Executive Order 007 of 2019, which facilitated the rehabilitation, construction of many roads by private sector investors using tax credit scheme. It is my hope that the succeeding administration will continue to apply such innovative schemes in partnership with the private sector to accelerate the provision of critical infrastructure, in particular roads, power, and gas pipelines. I am aware that the Dangote Group is already fully involved in this public partnership scheme, and we must commend Alhaji Aleko for his leadership of the business sector and his commitment to the transformation of our economy. I urge and encourage our other great entrepreneurs to emulate this iconic Nigerian industrialist and join the government in accelerating our growth in order to realize our country's globally recognized economic potential. When I travel around Africa and meet and engage my brother heads of state, and I'm delighted some of their excellencies are here, I often sense a quiet expectation that our country is blessed with resources and human capacity to lead Africa's rise to economic prosperity and the attainment of Agenda 2063, the Africa we all want. But to achieve the goals of Agenda...
Well, now save our time. Right. So I'll save you all the stress, okay? So that's what it was all about. And there are other few faces there. I'm also going to save you that. Let's go to that court today. What happened in their court today? Okay. First, from outside the court, right? I told you earlier, they are begging you to please don't abuse or attack the head of state or president and all of them that are coming to Nigeria on the 29th of May. But ladies and gentlemen, right? Abuja has been, agog with so many activities in the last few weeks. You see, these last few days, has been very, very busy too, right? But there's something there is somewhere where the pressure is being directed, and that is the Court of Appeal, the Court of Appeal, where the Tribunal, Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, is currently sitting. So we have Nigerians who have always been gathering around there and praying, like all of you, asking God, Judiciary, to do the right thing. And we have seen the TINUBU supporters and the rest of them as well, who have also been like counter-protesting too, saying TINUBU was God's choice, Nigerians' choice. So these guys have had the police in like form a sort of in their midst on many times, okay? But today, there were actually like, apart from the tribunal, there were court cases that were instituted to stop the inauguration of Kolu. And a lot of them in Abuja seems to know this too, okay? In fact, the Abuja people who have been saying the APC PDP, for them to miss out on Abuja in all of their rigging scheme, is enough for them, Abuja, to know that, these guys didn't, Boko Haram, so TINUBU didn't even win. Now, not winning that, all of us are saying, go there, go and stop them now. But saying that them there, Abuja, it seems that the system themselves, the government, is rattled. They may not tell you, in fact, they are saying it now that they are rattled. They are worried. Because something, there were some people that we saw today, and I thought they are actually prisoners, but they said they are performers. Right? These are, okay, hang on. These ones are the obedient, they call themselves Free Nigeria Movement. Right? And they have always been outside that Court of Appeal, Tribunal, reminding the Judiciary that all eyes are on them. Okay? Then this one showed up today. And he initially actually thought they were prisoners. Like, nothing. There's nothing that is too much for APC to do. They hired fake bishop. They hired fake hungry babalawo. They hired fake hungry afas and the rest of them. They pay people to say things, to do things, to act up if they can't get the real people. Shana prisoners be these ones. I'll be waiting. They're saying on there be performance. Okay, I'll show you. For those who saw them, go into the Court of Appeal, because according to them, anybody that want to stop TINUBU's inauguration is an enemy of Nigeria. So let's go to the outside court, where I think I found it here. When I first saw that, I was like, oh, shit, they don't go back prisoners, come now, waiting. Others who saw them on the other side of the road, they are this. Check it. And they were all, kind of there for the appeal court, asking them that they should not listen to all this disobedient. They cannot intimidate the court. You cannot come and intimidate the court. We'll fight you and all of that. So yeah, And when I first saw them, I was like, were they like from prison or from kind of mental home, like asylum or something? But they said, no, they are performers. They are the one wearing uniforms, although. Are they not fascists then? Anyway, today was the day they expected the tribunal to decide if they were going to allow live streaming of the proceeding, the court proceeding, right? So last week, the court, this was 2 days ago, last week, Saturday, the court banned the use of mobile phones inside the court, right? So, and I said, the moment they said that, right, forget about live streaming. They won't do it. So TINUBU, APC, Inec, they objected. They said, the courtroom is not a theater. Yeah, the courtroom is not a cinema. Okay, but the tribunal ruled today, and they said they are not going to allow live streaming in the courtroom, but they will consider live streaming their verdict, which means the day they will read their judgment, their ruling rather. They will read their ruling. They will consider streaming that live for everybody to watch. Now, that argument is lost, which means TINUBU and gang, they have been able to keep their shame within instead of the rest of us all over the world to be watching them live. So they've managed to kind of keep it within. Yeah, secret affairs. But there are other kind of arguments too. What is, for example, yeah? Let's go into those arguments, right? So Atiku and Obi and others, they said they are contemplating, in fact, they are proposing, right, to consolidate their cases. So their petition. Consolidating means that if all of you who are petitioning against TINUBU, right, if you are saying your prayers and all of that petition, this and that, and now I'm saying, okay, what happened is that we can match all of them together, and TINUBU will reply everyone at once. So his response will serve as the answer to other petitions within that, whether not PDP or whether not Labour. So TINUBU's response will serve as the response to everyone with that similar petition. So that was what they were arguing today. They said Atiku's people agreed. Obi's people also agreed, because they said in consolidating their case, their petition, I don't know how that kind of work, but according to they said in consolidating their petition or so, right? It will help reduce time. Yeah. Peter Obi and his people, they said for them to present their 50 witnesses and the time factor as well, right? So they believe that it is going to take them 7 weeks, right? But when they are talking about consolidating petition and all of that together so that TINUBU can respond to all of them, they are likely going to reduce that to 2 weeks, which means 2 weeks for them. Atiku and gang will get the similar one. You know what I mean? Like everything will be responded to at the same time, and then the tribunal will give their ruling. So for now, it's like TINUBU and gang are still not very much comfortable with that. Well, from what happened today. Anyway, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to let you listen to this Obi's lawyer. Then I'll come do my own analysis so that I don't kind of take you somewhere that I can't take you back. Follow.
Once we see what we want, we will let everybody know, including you, the media. Because the bottom line of the presidential election is the beavers. That's why we want to see it. So once we see it and we are satisfied, we will make it known to the court. Well, they've given their reasons. The court says it's a policy matter. We are not part of the policy-making apparatus of the court, or any court for that matter. We are a council And our duty is to bring whatever request we have to the court. If they agree, we say as the court pleases. If they disagree, we still say as the court pleases. So that's the position. They have disagreed, and we are moving on. Thank you.
Let me address the 7-week issue.
Yes, please.
Every time we come to the court, the Inec will say they are giving you notice, just like they are saying, and then you will say you have not received. Where does this leave us?
What the situation is simply that there are numerous documents and they are supplying them piecemeal. So it's not something I can stand here. In Rivers State, for instance, let me just give you one example. There are 23 local governments. They've given us from EC8A. In respect of 15, we still have 8 outstanding. And you can't make a conclusion based on 15 of 23. So that's what the quarrel, let me call it quarrel, that's what it is about. Any day we receive everything we're asking for, we will let you know. Holding back. We're not holding back. We cited an authority. It's a decision of this court. If you listen to the arguments, contentions, and so on, some people think it's mandatory. The decision we have submitted says it's discretionary. So that's if there is a decision of the court indicating that whether or not to consolidate is discretionary, then either way will be satisfied. Thank you.
So they get that. So they believe that if they want to go up themselves, they are ready. If they want to consolidate, it is the discretion of the court to decide what way to go. Sure, you get what I was explaining earlier, yeah? So that part of the beavers story on the rise. You remember when they said they wanted to configure the beavers? And we're like, what's going to happen? Reconfiguration means that you're going to have to reformat the whole thing to turn it afresh. What happened to all the information on your beavers? It's just that they just started giving us story. Now I'm going to take you back somewhere now. It's a flashback, before I take you further back to Abuja, where some people already said they are forming their own parallel government in Nigeria. You can say it's a joke. Say, wahala, everywhere as we speak. And it has never been like this. They said that your beavers will determine your elections. They made law for your beavers because of your beavers. This guy even trained NYSC members because of beavers. It's a throwback. Let's go back to it.
You are going to be deployed to the most important level of the electoral system. That is the polling unit. The polling unit level is the most important level because that is the only place where Nigerians go and vote. So you will handle the register, you will handle the papers, you will also handle the result sheets at that level, and you will also be responsible for transmitting the result to the RF portal on election day. So what we are doing here and nationwide is to train you. We have the manual, the physical manual, we have the soft manual online, and then we brought in the papers for hands-on training. So all of you will be familiar with this machine, so that you are not only seeing it on election day. So if you have areas where you don't understand, please ask questions. When you deploy on election day, the first thing after a voter has been accredited or confirmed is to authenticate using the fingerprint, and this is the window. If the fingerprint doesn't work, and don't just try one finger, Try the thumb, try the index, try the other fingers. If it doesn't work, then you take the picture. There are two cameras on this machine. There is the front camera and there is the back camera. Once the voter is accredited, you will see a green light, and on this window, you will see the number of persons accredited. For instance, this is a demonstration paper. It says that there are 38 registered voters, but accredited voters is 0. Once you accredit, the number will be showing. So please pay attention to this. I should also tell you that we are watching you. The moment you pick up these beepers to configure it, the front camera will take the picture, so we know who is handling the beepers. So we are also tracking you. Whatever you need to do to this.
Did you hear that? Today, the beavers doesn't matter anymore. We are watching you. Lies. Today, they don't need it anymore in court. Inec is in court saying beavers doesn't matter anymore. IREF doesn't matter anymore. Because according to them, some people wanted to hack the server and change the results. So because of that, they didn't use it anymore. But those who wanted to hack the results or hack the server, they did not hack the result of the National Assembly election. Only the presidential they wanted to hack. Only the presidential, the IRF didn't work. So in this whole charade, the same beavers and IRF is what they declared for other people except the presidency. The governorship, the assembly, state assembly, national assembly, they all use beavers. They all use IRF results. But the presidential, now that one go no get, the beavers know they work for them. IRF is really no work for them. We are watching you. Let me go back again. There's more. Watch this.
The number will be showing. So please pay attention to this. I should also tell you that we are watching you. The moment you pick up these beepers to configure it, the front camera will take the picture, so we know who is handling the beepers. So we are also tracking you. Whatever you need to do to these machines, we are watching you at the back end on the same machine. Before you configure, the first thing the machine does using the front camera is to take your picture, so that we know the person who is accrediting voters and who has been assigned to a particular polling unit. Don't assign this machine to any other person. Pay attention to what your trainers are telling you. It's a new school for you. It's a new school. And who will examine you? Nigerians will examine you on election day. INEC will also examine you on election day. So do I have your assurance that you are committed to this process? Yes, sir. You are also going to swear to an oath of loyalty and neutrality. I saw mine in yesterday. From the chairman of INEC to the presiding officer at the polling unit level, all of us will swear to an oath. I did mine yesterday as the returning officer for the presidential election. Are you assuring me that you are committed to this process? Yes, sir. Are you assuring me that your loyalty is to Nigeria and Nigerians only? Yes, sir. INEC is not a political party. You are not agents of any political party. You are agents of an independent electoral commission. Our loyalty and allegiance is to the Nigerian people. Whoever they choose, so be it. It's their own decision. Our responsibility is to be an honest broker and an umpire. Am I guaranteed once again that we will be loyal to the...
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
Lori Iro. Because at the end of the day, a lot of you who probably saw the video when it happened, that video may be one of the videos that you saw of Mumudu Yakubu, Mr. Yakubu Froster, All of you were interested. I watched that video. That man seems to be very sincere. That man seems to be ready to do the right thing. Maiyegun, I know you don't believe in this Nigeria election and all that, but let me tell you something, Maiyegun, that man seems to be very, very serious and determined. I don't think they can rig this election, Maiyegun. I don't believe they can rig it. Honestly speaking, Auntie, now you see, do you see how they carry you, Trabaye? You see how they carry you, Trabaye? They will do it again and 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 again till eternity. Then do them for your parents. They go do them for your children. Trust me, it's the same way, because a lot of you are looking for something to cling on to, as even though you have seen the destruction and the ruins and all of that they have brought to that Nigeria, division they have brought to Nigeria. You still want to hold on to something tiny. Maiyegun, I have faith. I can tell you this, with prayer, Maiyegun, you will see. You Auntie, you shake your ring, shake your ring, draw straight up your head. You don't need to shake your head talking to me, because you are clinging on to something that is not real. So people will feed you what you need to know or what you want to hear. And if they feed you that, what is left? You do the rest of the job. And at the end of the day, when they scam you, you come back and say, God will punish you. My God will punish you. You deceive me, Mr. Yakubu. My God will punish you. Baba, your God no dey punish anybody. Your God is telling you to smart up and stop building castle in the air, because career criminals are making promises to you. I don't buy what they say. So you guys, I mean, some people will tell you that it is not, the problem is not bad politicians, but bad policies. I was like, well, bad politicians make bad policies. And the bad policies affect everybody, including their supporters. Nobody is spared. So whatever they say doesn't freak me, it doesn't move me. I just listen, then I share them with you. Come and hear. They say, but you know, it's all fraud. Now, only when you can't realize they don't scam you, you can't become angry. This country can never be better, Maiyegun. I swear I wasted my money. Can you believe, Maiyegun? I paid $1,800 to fly to Nigeria to participate in that election. You did? Really? Yes, now, Maiyegun, honestly, I flew to Nigeria because of what this Mr. Yakubu said. I saw him in London. I saw his video. Yeah. Sorry. I'm not blaming you. I said sorry. Sorry. You believe them. They took advantage of you. Now you are angry. Because you are angry, now they are threatening you. No come there, they say, don't come to Eagle Square if you don't get business there. Wait to be your business for Eagle Square. Then you see the Lagos Abobaku say, if you go there, that's how they go shoot you and kill you. And you say, okay, even you will support them. Oh yeah, wear your APC, Egbe cloths, and go to the place. If they don't go shoot you too. You are nothing to them. A lot of you don't even see it that way. You don't know. You are nothing. A lot of you think you are part of the team when you are actually nowhere near the place. If they burn you well, go there, go and say, may they no inaugurate, call you. Now, I don't want to, yes, you go there now. Go there that day. So they go shoot you. Should be you love them. Should be you voted them. If they burn your papa well. Not be your president. You are inaugurating president of a country. And it became a private affair. Now I know why, because on the street of Abuja, about everybody just they sing, say, our vote must count. Walambo. Freedom come by struggle, Freedom come by struggle, Freedom come by struggle, Freedom come by struggle, Freedom come. Freedom come by struggle, Freedom come. Our vote must stand up. Freedom come by struggle, Freedom come. Our vote must stand up. Our vote. Freedom come by struggle,
my struggle. I'm part of it.
We don't know my struggle.
Bro, like this, Come back, please.
Every day. So do you now see why they said nobody? If you don't come there, they want to kill Nigerians that may protest on the day of the inauguration of the drug lord. Nigeria shouldn't respond. Nigeria, don't, you know what I mean? More people go come there, and maybe now that day the whole go start safe, so that the soldiers go just shoot people. Nigerians coming to the inauguration of the drug lord that's going to be their president, and you don't come there. If you come there, we'll go shoot you. They're threatening everybody right now because they want to inaugurate Kolu, and they will do it because I've seen them done worse. They will do it. Remember that guy that killed 13 people in Kano? This guy. His name is Alassane Dogua. Alassane Dogua is the leader, House of Representatives of Nigeria, is the leader, APC, because of the majority they have there, right? He is the leader. And in case if you don't know him very well, right? Okay, Dogua, please introduce yourself.
To let you know that with me today here are my 4 respected wives. Halima can stand up, please. 1. Uma, stand up. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. These 4 wives you have seen have produced 27 kids for me, and I'm still counting.
I must bring to the knowledge of this house a little anecdote. What you told me some time ago. You told me it was getting late. No, don't beg me. You told me it was getting late around 7 o'clock, and there were many children playing in front of your house in Kano, in your compound. About 8, 9. And you got worried and you went out. And you told the children, come on. What are you doing? Is this time of day you people should go home. Go to your homes. And one of them said to you, Haba Baba, this is my house.
You see that? That's Alassane Dogua, the man with 4 wives and 28 children. He has no job. His only job is politics. He's made a lot of money for himself, by the way. I mean, he's been there for almost 24 years now. He's been in the House of Representatives from Kano. Now, he's one of those entitled douchebags, okay? I'm talking about those lazy career criminals in Nigeria that think they're actually something because there is a HON, honorable in front of their useless names, right? Murderers, certificate forgers, and illiterate, by the way, thugs, criminals altogether that are kind of like parading themselves as honorable men and women, distinguished. So whenever they get cornered and they're about to lose that feeding bottle, they'll go mad. They can kill for it. Man, this guy he himself shot 4 people. His own boys that they went there together, shot another 12. About 16 people were shot and killed on the day of the National Assembly election because they won't vote for him. They killed them, they put them in a building, and they set the building ablaze. They burned them inside that building. He was arrested for murder. He's on trial for murder. Guess what happened today? A judge, that's him when he was arrested, when he was taken to court, and the rest of that. Sorry if the pictures are not kind of, clear right enough. Let me take this off. Right? That's him. That was him when he was arrested for that murder. Okay? But this guy, they still went on to declare him winner after they did a rerun. He was still allowed to stand. He was standing trial. But today, you see that judge who said, the one that canceled the candidacy of a Labour Party candidate in Abia and Kano. What's his name again? Yakubu, I don't know. He gave that judgment today and he said, trying him for murder, trying this guy for murder is unconstitutional, that it shouldn't be tried. It cannot be tried for murder. It's unconstitutional. Unconstitutional about what is unconstitutional about murder trial? So which simply means you can't try him. You can't try him for murder at all. He has no case to answer. They celebrate him right now. He wanted to be speaker. Yeah, he was campaigning to be the Speaker of House of Representatives in Nigeria. Yeah. Well, maybe because they said he didn't zone it to his area. Therefore, he needs to step down. A murderer. That judge don't rule now. If you don't agree with the judgment, you have to go to appeal court and appeal. But guess what? Now the police took him. Now it was the police who took him to court. So it was the same police who put together a nonsense case, and now they say the case is unconstitutional. How can killing people and trying that murderer unconstitutional? I don't even understand. But exactly that's the news today. Just got away with it. If you don't like that, go to court. So do you see why some are saying that they are going to form their own parallel government? And some of you are preparing for Kalu's inauguration. Others are preparing for their own inauguration. Nobody is unable to say whose inauguration. Listen to this.
In Nigeria, united and peaceful, should go and arrest people who are talking from the two sides of their mouth, like Nasir El-Rufai, Nyesom Wike, or MC Olomo, Ahmed Bola Tinubu himself, and Femi Fani-Kayode, and the baby minister called Festus Keyamo. Those are the people that should be arrested. Those are the people that should be called to order, because their voice right now is causing chaos across the polity. And if we don't speak, it will continue. We were in this country in 2011 and 2015 when President Muhammadu Buhari himself made statements backed by the APC that they will form a parallel government. Our own parallel government we are forming is not a treasonable offense. It is a decision to disagree with whatever decision this President Muhammadu Buhari's administration will take come May 29. If they are in one side forming their government of Ahmed Bola Tinubu as president, we will be in the other side forming a government that will declare a winner for 2023 presidential election, which we already have the result. We have the result because we have agents scattered across Nigeria. It's going to be peaceful. We are going to announce the result, announce the winner, and declare the winner our own president. So it will be the president of the Nigerian masses. Because we have totally rejected the result provided by Inec as fake and false. So practically, come May 29, wherever we are going to do it, we are going to declare the winner of the beavers. The winner is presented by the beavers as president of Nigeria, as president of the Nigerian masses. And we will adhere to whatever the law says. It's not treasonable, and the fact remains that the right thing is being done. We are not fighting anybody. We are doing it peacefully. And if the president does not want to give us that request, it's a simple thing. He comes up and says, "My children, as your father, we don't want interim government. This is what we want," and we will obey. But for now, we'll keep demanding, and we'll keep demanding the release of the results given by the beavers that have stated that somebody has won that election, and that election result must be counted.
Last, anybody from today, tomorrow, and all of that. If it will my end this in here, trust me. Because if a murderer, if it's a law, that's where the whole thing is headed. Though a murderer has been freed. There's even a video. I'll show you. Though you don't understand Hausa, I don't think you do. If you do, you understand where Dogua. This is Dogua. He was telling people, if you don't vote for APC, we go kill you. Yeah, he said it. Better may you know they are alive, than to say you're not going to vote for APC. Honorable Leader, House of Representatives of Nigeria.
Party APC.
You're telling, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that. They are recording you. Anybody that is not going to vote for APC, will go kill him. It's better you are not born, or it's better you don't even come out to say at all you want to vote for another person. But if you vote for any other party in this place, we'll kill you. 2 days after that, he killed 16 people. 16. I know the number now. Sure you get. So a lot of people are like, even TINUBU himself, I think it was the day they said they declared him. You remember this clip? When he said, maybe one day, even though a lot of you are, okay, I'm going to let him say it. It's a flashback.
Purpose. You see, this is more than a document of certificate of election, confirming the positive outcome of an election. This important document symbolizes our collective democratic attainment and even loftier aspirations. It represents the impending transfer of most sacred duty and trust from one person to another. At its most sublime, this certificate also symbolizes that each of you has the ability to achieve what other believes is impossible for you to achieve. I stand before you as the president-elect, and yes, that is special. But I am not different than any one of you. If I can do this, you even can do it better. You must do better. Our destiny as a people and a nation depend on our ability to share the artificial restrictions of bias and prejudice so that we live fully onto our democratic creed, that no one is innately superior or entitled to greater rights and opportunities than any other Nigerian. Very soon, this nation shall witness a young person standing before you, holding this great symbol of democracy and national leadership. We shall see a woman standing before you, holding this certificate as its owner. We shall experience someone from a tribe that many people have tried to dismiss as somehow beginning to disqualify.
Did you hear that? So he's promising you that, okay, I know a lot of you are not happy. You are not happy that I'm the one standing here. It could have been somebody else, but one day, somebody younger, a woman, somebody from the tribe that people have ruled out. Sure you get. Anyway, he was saying all of this as well to say, while are they? But people are not listening. Baba, Ekoshi Danu, Koshi is you, the judiciary. If you know save the day, then we can start. It's just going to be like a tick tock, tick tock, tick. Well, it's been a tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. In the last few weeks, anyway, it's just going to go faster, like tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Yeah, really.
The tribunal has the opportunity to redefine exactly the meaning of justice in Nigeria. He has the opportunity. I'm not saying that it must declare one person or the other, but it must do justice. To do justice is to look at the laws for all they are what? Dispassionately. Look at the rules that Inec itself made, the guidelines it set, and then determine whether whether the man known as Bola Ahmed Tinubu indeed satisfied the conditions set out as being necessary to be elected the president of Nigeria. I'm not holding my breath, but I am saying categorically that it is up to these men and women. I don't know who they are. I've not bothered to check the composition of the court, and I'm being careful not to tie everybody with the same brush. It is up to them to decide how they will be remembered by history. That's not for Dele Farotimi. They have a choice. They are the ones who will be sat or who are sat on the panel. They have names. Their names will be remembered either for good or for bad. I doubt any one of them is less than 50 years old. I'm 55. You won't live forever. So if they elect to have their consciences purchased, and we've seen enough in the public space to suggest that such subterranean moves are already being made. There's the leaked audio of Gandola and Masari clearly explaining the rationale for Kwankwanso's inclusion in Tinubu's cabinet. They are hoping to compromise the judiciary.
So it's business as usual. And for those who are building their hope around them, I wish you all the best. Or I wish you what you wish yourselves. Somebody said that the coming days are pregnant. Of course now, while a day, you know, Noni. Very soon now you're going to hear bow, 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 bow everywhere. Because you know something, they wouldn't be able to take it anymore. And they will unleash, as usual, their violence. And wherever that leads Nigeria is yet to be seen. TINUBU is an illegal president-elect. He did not fulfill any constitutional right to be president of Nigeria, even as crooked as that system is, okay? He rigged an election, not just that. He violated so many laws. For example, perjury, falsifying your, your educational qualifications, right? And then so many things that ordinarily should actually send him to jail. But Nigeria is a crime scene. That is why somebody like that will even like get that far in your politics. And when you see where the Wike is asking everybody, let us cooperate with this drug dealer. You get what I mean? Let's cooperate because he has to assemble. They are now asking him to assemble the best people who love Nigeria. Those who love Nigeria brought Nigeria to this state, right? 77 trillion naira debt, over $100 billion debt. That's not nice. The poverty capital of the world, where the population of those who are living in poverty in Nigeria are, far, far, far outweigh that of those who are living in poverty in India. The jobless people's capital of the world. The numbers of unemployed people in Nigeria, you can feed them into about 6 countries in the world, 6 different countries, and they will still be there and fill up all the population. But yet unconcerned, unbothered, the most terrorized people in the entire Africa, 2nd most terrorized people in the whole world. Hello, tell me. It's business, isn't it? They want to look for the best brain to work for Kolu, the best brain that is going to help them finger your brains until you are dead. Look at this guy.
If you remember, during his campaigns, was that, look, how to unite every Nigerian. 2, how to bring competence. It is not going to be only because you're a member of APC or you're not a member of APC. You want Nigerians who have the capacity to help him to deliver what will make Nigeria to be great. So with that standing, I have the belief that he means well for this country. I don't want to, when a government is for, I don't want to be carried away, but there are a lot of work to be done. Putting the best team is the first thing for him. Nobody can do it alone. Nobody has the whole knowledge. But the capacity to put in the best team will determine that, yes, this country is now ready to add to what the present administration has done. So I have that belief that he's really ready for a job. No president can do very well if he does not have that leadership that will cooperate with him. You remember what happened in 2015? That affected the performance of the present administration. So I think that the APC should see it for the interest of Nigeria. Let them respect the leadership of their party and the president to move forward.
In the interest of Nigerians, let us all of them come together and work. Oh, Nalayo. Sure you get? I mean, they are doing everything as well on the side to kind of give you an impression that you should give them a chance. That's exactly what they are doing now. And that's exactly what TINUBU and Gang are going to be doing. At least we understand, we know. Sorry, just give us a chance. Just a chance. And then if we don't do it better, just a chance. No wonder Neo FIFA, when he saw Peter Obi, he actually called him this disruptor. He said, is it disruption? Okay, listen to this.
Please let's settle down now. His Excellency the President of Nigeria will soon be here. Let's settle down.
The disruptor himself. The disruptor himself. Now, man, we can't disrupt everything. No. APC, PDP, two biggest political parties in Nigeria, who have ruled Nigeria for 24 years. Yes, PDP, 16 years. APC, Egbekegbe, 8 years. That is 24 years. And yet, the Federal Capital Territory couldn't be won by either of them. Atiku got 16% in Abuja. TINUBU got just maybe about 11% in Abuja. They couldn't get anything close, even if they are not winning Abuja, at least. The man that has no structure, the man they told you, is a regional this or representing the Igbos this or that, defeated these two people in Abuja. He defeated the majority of them inside the Akpo Villa where their lawmakers, your lawmakers are living in Abuja. Defeated them there. Defeated them inside the asshole rock where Bokwari is living. Is that the one you want to underplay and turn around and say he's a bigot? He can never rule Nigeria. But your leaders who have ruled Nigeria for 24 years, they had to rig elections. They had to rig elections before they can even still be walking about with their police orderlies right now. They had to rig elections. 24 years of leadership. You have to violently rig elections. So you didn't teach anybody a lesson. You just learned a new one. And they're not going away, and I like that. So it disrupted the whole thing. If you're looking for a real disruptor, they know him as a disruptor. That's why nobody want to touch him among them. They believe that if anybody is seen with him, the damages is causing them. The damages that you obedient are causing them. They may be blamed for it and say, are you the guys who are encouraging him and all that? They want to make him look like, don't touch him or don't touch him, or if you know what this guy is doing to us. And I kind of like it. In fact, I like reporting it. Here you get. So, tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is going to be the end of the pre-hearing tribunal. You know what that means, It simply means that tomorrow, there's not going to be all this back and forth anymore. And also, their court has lifted the ban on mobile phones, by the way. Now, you can walk into their courtroom and with your mobile phones. Yes, you can. So, which means we are never going to miss out on anything in there. Even though they are not going to officially give us a camera in. But we're going to have every detail from inside like we do. Wherever we needed the videos, we'll get the videos. Wherever we needed the photos, we'll get the photos from that same courtroom. But the thing there now is that instead of this to last longer for let's say 3 months, 4 months, what they are going to announce tomorrow is likely going to determine how long this is going to take. Because according to the court, you know what they said? The justice or the judges. They said if they give Obi 7 weeks and they give others 7 weeks as well, which means they spend 7 weeks from now, it is going to give them just 4 days to write their rulings. To write their ruling, rather. So, how can they consolidate and reduce the time and everybody will still present their witnesses. You will still do all you have to do, but they have to like hasten it up every day. Nothing like adjournment or no. So that's what they want to decide on tomorrow. Okay, either everybody go their own case individually like that, or they consolidate them in. And consolidating doesn't mean that their lawyers are still not going to present. Oh, like I told you, it simply means where they said TINUBU forged this certificate, right, and it violated so section of the law, and therefore it must be disqualified. So if Atiku is asking for the same thing, and ARM is asking for the same thing, what they will do in consolidation is that when TINUBU will respond, his response on forgery of certificate or the drug conviction in America. So when he responds, that same response, okay, is going to go to all the parties. Now, if they now push any question, all of their questions and everything will go straight to TINUBU's lawyers. They will answer them together. So with that, they can save time, reduce, you know what I mean, and give their ruling in maybe in another 3 weeks. Can you believe that? I know. In 3 weeks, they would have sworn that TINUBU in. Sure, you get. It's Nigeria. They would have to swear somebody in anyway. And that's why when somebody was talking about interim government and all that, except you have a court judgment. If a court says, no, they must not swear him in, and interim government must be put in place, then nobody will swear him in. Anything apart from that, of course, you protest and do all of that. But now, being sworn in, others are believing that maybe the court can then rule. And, hey, if TINUBU didn't win, go to Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will now begin their own thing again, maybe for like a month or two. Then they will choose a day they want to do the ruling. Judgment. All of you will be waiting again. That's how it's going to be. And all this time, as we have seen in Nigeria before, TINUBU is still going to be the president. If they swear him, because I don't know what will happen between now and that 29th. It done heavy for Abuja right now. No joke. And they are all wondering for any surprises. And as we speak, they say Kalu has asked if Bokwari can just do him one favor, and that is declare the 26th of May a public holiday. If they should do that, that's the last grace he needs. Because after that, immunity will be on him. Then the battle of trying to get rid of him will begin. And I think it's going to actually make it more exhausting. I don't know if you are prepared for it, but that's the only scenario I see. Others have told me, Maiyegun, I see a different scenario. They will never swear him in. I bet on it. I said, amen. But that's the scenario I'm seeing. And I hope you are prepared for it too. It's going to be a long walk to that freedom that some of you are kind of envisaging. Unfortunately, for somebody like me, who knows what the system is all about, the judiciary and co, I know they raise my hope. And I'm not encouraging you to. I said, manage your expectation. Somebody said the same thing back to me not long ago. Right. So I'm going to drop here. I've got a family emergency. Not bad, not much, but I'm going to see you later. I told you, I said I'm going to be like halfway tonight. Let's say we'll have another chance tomorrow. Okay. The most important things have been shared. The ones that I kind of keep back because of time, trust me, I will share them with you next time. Okay. Thank you for coming around tonight as usual. Okay. I will see you some other time. And don't forget it. Like this broadcast. Share it. Just before you go. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà 1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà 1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà 1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà 1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà 1. àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun Diary Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin.